Thanks.
Here comes the money. Here comes the money. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money.
Mr. D-Roy,
Is that you?
I think it's our silver anniversary today.
I can hear you.
Number 25 today.
You know what's even better than that?
4th of July.
Man, it doesn't get any better than a nice podcast on the 4th of July, and it's your quarter, what did you say, silver anniversary?
I think that's what it is.
Let's go light off some silver salutes, throw them down the sewer system, and see what happens.
All I can say is God bless America.
And if you're not listening from America, God bless you as well. But we're happy to have you here on the DeathPiles and Taxes show.
That's right.
Episode number 25, as Adam was telling us.
That's where we're at, my friend.
If you're here, you probably sell things on the internet, or you want to know how to pay taxes on things that you sold on the internet, or you're just interested in taxes.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the latter
There
is
might
the
be
most interesting.
there might be some guy that's an aspiring accountant. If that's you, contact Adam Beasley here at adamupaccounting.com. Or
We're friends with nerds.
we got a Facebook page now
We do have a Facebook page.
where we're putting all sorts of great stuff. I'm pretty sure you can get most of our shows over there now. I'm going to start putting our YouTube links to that. So.
You going to throw up some good fireworks shows for us tonight on the Facebooks?
Oh, wow. Well, I'm not even sure what I'm doing tonight. I had to come get this podcast out of the way, and now we can go have some real fun, go celebrate American style. You know that Gangnam style?
Yeah.
I do the same, but whoop, 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 American style.
I haven't seen the results yet.
Sexy lady, USA, USA. Hey, I'm sorry, got a little carried away there.
How many hot dogs did Joey Chestnut put down this morning?
Yeah, so you're gonna have to go back to the old TiVo machine. Why you won't believe it?
That
Him and Kobayashi.
Kobe, I thought, there's a 30 for 30 coming out about those guys.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
That was quite the heated relationship.
They had some, and some of these new kids coming up. It's,
I think they called it the Cold War #2.
you know, I got a spoiler alert from you. I wasn't even going to admit this to you, but you know what I did last night on my wedding anniversary?
What did you do? Please don't tell me you sold an office hat on eBay.
Well, I would have to have one to sell one.
You had
Going
one.
back to last week's episode.
You had one.
You never named your unnamed friend that used to do stuff like
Gave
that.
you a hat from the office for your wedding anniversary.
I have that Dunder Mifflin paper hat. I still wear it around to get compliments. I like that. I still have it. You got Johnny Cash as a friend of mine sticker somewhere.
It's right there.
We give each other things.
Look. You can
I think
see
I gave you yeah.
Folsom Prison. I
Yeah.
got it at the house.
Okay. Well, last night was my wedding anniversary, 11 years to my sweet wife, Holly, who isn't listening anymore, but if you ever happen to hear this, happy anniversary, Holly. We made it 11 years.
$100. She never hears that.
No, somebody might tell her about it, though. Somewhat. So we got a spy. I'll have to tell you about that, too. We got a spy listening. I went to a Real Salt Lake soccer game.
Whoa. I thought you had told me you were an Oilers man, not a soccer fan.
I am. And let me tell you why I went.
Why did you go to a Real soccer game?
So I got a text message from work the other day
I knew you had to get free tickets.
that said, it was from the HR lady, which is always scary.
Yeah, you got called in again about inappropriate things you're listening to on your headphones.
What's this DeathPiles and Taxes show you're listening to? She said, would you be interested in some tickets to the soccer game? And I'm not a soccer guy.
I figured you resell them.
I can't or I'll get fired. That's directly put out there. If you resell these, if you don't lose your job, you'll never get tickets again. So it cannot be done without... And people from the company are there, so they notice if you're not there and ask the people how they got them. And yeah.
It didn't that happen to you last time?
No.
I thought you were on that band list.
No, I've never been on the band list, and I don't plan to be.
Not for this company.
Other places didn't give me crap. to be
That's
honest.
the reason you don't work there.
Yeah. I mean, I could tell you some stories, but it wasn't from getting gifts.
Okay, so you're at the Real soccer game.
Well, so she says, "Do you want to go to the soccer game?" And so I say, "Yeah," thinking I'm just going to give these tickets away because I don't want to go to no soccer game on my wedding anniversary. Like, not my thing.
Okay.
But then she says, "Oh, with these tickets, we have unlimited popcorn, drinks, and hot dogs included, dinner, and there's fireworks afterwards."
You're challenging Kobayashi in 2020 is what I just heard.
So all of a sudden, I'm like, I don't need to watch the game. I'm going to just eat all the hot dogs I can handle, swill back all the Coca-Colas, have some popcorn, and then once the game's over, which, you know, who really cares?
Bringing the mustard belt back to Utah.
I'll be watching fireworks, and then we'll go home. And so then my boss said, "Hey, did you get them tickets?" And I said, "Sure did." He goes, "Well, I got a pair, and we're not going to be able to make it, so got a spare pair." So I got 4 tickets.
There you go.
So there you have it.
So, you've already been to the game?
Well, today's July the 4th, correct?
Yes.
And the game was for July the 3rd.
So you've already been.
I've already been.
Well,
That's why I was kind of lethargic, because
thanks for inviting me, friend.
I've been up eating hot dogs all night.
Thanks for inviting
Which, you know, some people on their wedding anniversary, that means something else. But not me. These were American Nathan's hot dogs. I'm
Yes, I'm here.
just saying. So yeah, I went to the soccer game and I enjoyed myself. And here I am for the 4th of July, making time to get up with my hungover gullet and come in here and record a podcast with you and talk about America and freedom.
God bless the USA.
So, how's your week been?
It's been awesome. It's been really good. July is always a good time of year. Finally starting to get hot, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's one of those things you complain about when it gets hot, and then you complain about it when it snows and gets cold. It's just how it rolls. But
So first day of summer, you know, the summer solstice.
yeah, where you at? You were out dancing naked around the moon fire or something, right?
Don't even give me that stuff. Don't.
Casting spells.
Yeah, don't be doing that.
All
I
right.
was camping with my son on the father and son's camp out.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, longest day of the year. So, I mean, sun goes down and we're wearing sweatshirts and coats because it's getting cold.
Sure.
So, sure enough, you know, there's a large group from our ecclesiastical group. There's probably, I don't know, 100, 150 people there. And yeah, let's just say men prepare for things differently than women do.
That's why when we go anywhere, I have my wife do the packing.
So we're there, and there's more than one set of fathers and sons that decide, hey, we're just going to sleep in the back of the truck. I mean, you know, it sounds like a great idea, right?
It's good on paper, right? There's a bed there. They call it a truck bed.
I'm sure you and Denny have had plenty of fun campouts in the back of the truck.
If it wasn't for trucks, they wouldn't make tailgates.
That's right. Thanks, pickup man.
Yeah.
Anyways, it rained. It rained about midnight. And it wasn't like a downpour, but it was kind of like a little sprinkle, and then it got really heavy, and then it stopped. And my son and I were in the tent, and we're just like, yeah, there's some people that are getting wet.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought you might say that you were in the... I was going to ask you if you were in your truck bed. You got that little cover, so you've been...
No, we brought the tent. You know, it got cold. And let's just say when we woke up in the morning, the condensation was frozen, and so was the rain outside the tent.
Was frozen?
Frozen.
Wow.
First day of summer, and I was in the mountains, and it was freezing rain.
Well, I've never heard such a
No
tale.
exaggeration. So what I'm saying is right now it's a crazy time of year.
Well, it gets hot, it gets cold, but one thing that always is consistent is if you're listing, you're selling.
Oh, I like that.
So here's something that I've been meaning to bring up. We haven't really got into it, and last week we kind of talked about it a little bit with people complaining, you know, online. My stuff's not selling.
Yeah.
What should I do? This and
Quit
that.
complaining and list.
Well, here's something I wrote down.
Okay.
How many people miss an opportunity for convenience or to stay in their comfort zone, right?
A lot of people.
So you have this opportunity, and you might have to step out a little bit. You might have to think, you know, outside the box, or go sell something that you're not exactly comfortable with.
Okay.
And they're happy. They got a paycheck.
Yeah.
But they don't got that money to go to Disneyland. Or they're selling something, and it's been selling really good, but they don't want to take a stab on this other thing. So I think a lot of people get set in this mindset of, I'm just doing what I'm doing. I'm paying my bills. I want to get ahead, but instead of doing the extra work or taking that opportunity, you know, I'm going to stay in my convenience spot. I'm going to stay to where I'm comfortable.
You got to get out of your comfort zone, man.
But-
You don't grow unless you get uncomfortable.
But I might be stuck with this thing and it doesn't sell for a year.
Well, what thing?
Oh, I'm not even sure about it. There's somebody on the internet posting it. They found it in a storage unit. I don't know.
Like a good horse pillow.
Maybe it's a good horse pillow.
I don't even know what that means, but I just got a text message talking about somebody getting upset because they bought somebody else's storage unit. It might have been the friend's brother, and
Wow, well, I could sell him back his stuff, right?
That's a good
But that's
idea.
the awkward of like, well, you sell somebody back their stuff.
it depends on if there's anything good in it.
Well, let's say you got a good horse pillow, right?
Okay.
And you're like, well, I don't know anything about horses. I
Yeah.
guess I'll just put this on my bed. I'd like to sell it,
Sell it.
but I don't know anything about it. I'd have to figure it out.
An 8-year-old boy, my son, found a mat at the store, found it, got it on the help with a little bit of us. We didn't know anything about it. Sold it to some dude in Japan for $250.
Well,
Full of excuses.
this guy sold a MacGyver jacket back in,
Yeah.
whatever for whatever. So,
Like
yeah, I agree.
pre-internet days, right?
Well, basically, I mean,
Full head of hair and about 150 slimmer.
wow, that was a good-looking guy. He did fireworks in the backyard for his friends. You should have seen it.
He was a good guy.
Yeah, I wish you could have been there for that.
I heard one year he shot one right at a guy and bringing him down.
It brought down a couple guys.
And
That's
I
probably
heard-
why they don't do it no more.
I heard there was one smart guy that says, "Hey, this is a downpour. We better put some, covers over the fireworks."
There's probably a lot of safety violations.
Well, the one guy came in with a blowtorch attached to the propane tank.
Man, it sounds like you had some good times. Was this at your Guns N' Roses concert?
No, this was at AC/DC.
Hey, if you want to buy some tickets to Guns N' Roses at the Vivint Smart Home Arena, Adam Beasley and myself are looking for friends to go with us. So,
Yeah.
or you can go by yourself. But either way, we got your hookup at what's my Twitter? D-Roy Everett.
Throw it on the Facebook.
They're on the Facebook, facebook.com, DeathPiles and Taxes. We're listed as a, what was it, the group?
Business consultant.
Business consulting group, although we're a podcast that can consult your business as well.
Well, your business is your eBay company.
Look at that.
Every one of you are a small business owner. If you sell one thing, two things on the internet, guess what? You got to file taxes, a Schedule C, and do you know what it says?
It's a C Adam at adamupaccounting.com.
Oh, I like where
That's
you're
what it
going
tells
with
me.
that.
I look at the numbers. I say that seems like a lot of money. Not sure I made that, but I guess their numbers are good. Let's go see what Adam says.
I like where you went on that. No, it says a business tax return.
I'd like to give a follow shout out to friend Michael Painter from last week.
Yeah.
He's selling online now.
I heard he's buying storage units.
I hear it might belong to one of his old friends and had a horse pillow in it.
Let's just say Mitch Durbin might be upset.
Hey, $20, that pillow's yours again.
Yeah.
Or if you really like it, it's $50.
I've never tried to dabble down the, buying storage units.
Here's been my experience with the storage units, and the TV shows just inflated them.
Yep.
And so everyone thinks they're going to find treasure, which we all think we're finding treasure. It's just wherever you're sourcing anyways.
Yeah.
I've went to one or two auctions, and there's some units that are full of, I mean, you have to go look. You can't cross the boundary. You can't touch things, like they show. And then it's you make a bid. This one was a blind bid, but there's other ones that do, face bid. But people are like shoving Benjamins out, and I'm like, I'd give you $50 for this, because what's going to happen is I have to clean all this out.
Mm-hmm.
I take this all to the dump. Then the stuff that I am keeping, I have to go store somewhere. Then I got to research it. Then I got to sell it.
I think a lot of the people, they're just showing, are people that own thrift stores, or people that own a actual resale store.
Yeah,
And they can, they can fill up their carts. They can get items to sell at a fairly inexpensive price.
There's a place up in South Provo. I think you know the one I'm talking about. That's what they do.
I've bought several things there.
I have as well, and I thought, you take the risk, you get the reward. But it's just if you got the storage space, or you got a thrift place, or not thrift place, but a storage unit in your area. There's one right down the road from us that I need to look into. That
the kitty cats.
the kitty cat Trumpy shirts.
Yeah, the Trumpy rumpies.
I can't remember what it's called, but I thought, man, that's right by my house. I mean, if you can get it cheap enough and you can get good items,
Yeah.
I know a friend of mine, his dad used to manage those, and they got pianos, they got all sorts of stuff. So, it's an opportunity to source for sure.
So that's one thing, but we do talk about it, right? It's hot. It's hot, which means yardie sales.
Ooh, the yardies. Have you been trying out this $2 bill technique I gave you?
I'm going to do it this weekend.
I'm telling you, now I'm not the best at do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah.
Because I got my death piles I'm working through, but
But
Yeah.
you're selling every day. I mean, you just got, what, 2 cha-chings since we've been
Yeah,
sitting
since
here?
we've been doing the show, I've sold 2 items. Now, here's some controversy. I've told you about my friend in Lima,
Peru?
or no, excuse me, it was Peru, Illinois.
Peru, Illinois.
And he's been buying all these cards
Yeah,
from
he's
me.
trying to get a full 52-card set.
Now, somebody just bought a card from me. I figured it was him.
Yeah.
They paid about $10 more than what he's been paying.
Uh-oh.
I accepted the offer. It wasn't him.
Ooh.
And this is the Hulk Hogan Ace of Hearts.
Uh-oh.
Probably something that he's after. So, sorry about that, Mr. Friend. I still haven't said his name on the air. I'm not going to. 'Cause
Friend in Peru.
I want him to still be buying from me. But, yeah, somebody else bought that. I sold an XFL t-shirt from the original XFL days.
Hey, it's coming back.
It's coming back 2020.
So we get into some sports things, broaden your horizons. I want to go over something with you.
Well, let's hear it.
I want to get your thoughts on this because to me it's a genius. Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Okay, I don't know, heaven forbid, why they build a stadium that's a dome in Tampa Bay, Florida is the dumbest thing ever. First off, okay.
They don't want them sunburns.
Yeah, well, okay. Play at night when the sun's down. They got approved to play half of their season because Major League season is way too long. We're
Yes.
talking 162 games,
Yes.
81 home games. That's a lot of time commitment.
And baseball games are 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah.
And they're in the middle of the day when people have to work.
And that's the thing is and I kind of talked about this, explained this to my son, like that's what your commitment to get season tickets is. Basketball, half as many. There's still 41 home games. Big commitment.
Mm-hmm.
Now, NFL football, we're talking 8 home games. Okay, college football, we're talking 6.
Yes.
I can give up 6 of my weekends.
Especially if you can sell 2 of those to pay for the 6, depending on where you're at in the country.
There's the reason that those sports are becoming so. A lot of time for things, limited supply is for a reason.
Sure.
It becomes more popular and things like that. But what they've decided, the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, is they're going to play half of their games in Tampa Bay and the other half in Montreal, Canada. Go back to where the Expos used to be.
Sure.
It was an established market. They have a stadium. They're obviously going to do some renovations. But now they're splitting their load so that hopefully they can potentially increase their fan base and have more people involved.
That's not a bad idea at all. And especially with how TVs are nowadays.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get your MLB package, doesn't matter where you're at in the world or country.
Yeah.
And the screens, you get such a great picture that a lot of people, that's where they're having trouble selling these tickets
Yeah.
or season tickets. I can go fight the traffic, go to the game, have to buy food, have to find seats, and sit there in the hot sun, or I can sit on my couch.
Yeah.
What am I going to do? And I have my sports package,
And
so
it's like a limited time. I mean,
so you're making it more of a special feature, so to say. Of
yeah.
I want to go. Yeah, if they did something like that here, I'd be buying tickets.
And that's what I'm saying. It's limiting because now you're going to have 41 in Tampa, 41 in Montreal, and it's just kind of splitting that base because they can't sell at the games anyways.
Yeah.
They can barely get 10,000 people there.
Now, what are they going to do about their name? Are they going to be the Tampa Bay
I don't know.
Devil Rays of
I haven't gotten that far. I haven't worried about
Montreal?
that. I have no idea. I just know they
There's not a lot of Devil Rays in Montreal,
I'm sure.
but I'd still go.
There are a lot of Canadians.
They should be the Expos when they're there. I think they should have 2
The
names.
Frenchies.
But yeah, no, that's a great idea. I mean, yeah, you're splitting up that time. The 41 game commitment's a lot less to bite off, and you can still do the corporate
But even
sponsorships and all that,
Yeah.
and split it up. And
So
the problem gets when you get to playoffs, you go back and forth, all that. That's where you get people fighting about it.
We'll see if they ever get to
But
that
yeah,
point.
you got to get to that point
Yeah.
first.
So I thought that was a great idea. We talked about online, getting outside of the box, and I think that was a good way to do it.
Hey, if you're up in Montreal, you might want to buy you some tickets, resell them.
That's a good idea, and that's the same thing. I mean, who knows? The whole thing might not work. So the Montreal Rays might be a limited quantity,
Or it might work so well that they just say, "Hey, we're leaving Tampa Bay. Let's go up there."
just like your short-lived Salt Lake Stallions.
Oh man, and Waddy had to take a little dig at that.
He did hit us with the dig.
He asked if those what was it, the items, if those T-shirts are selling well.
Yeah.
And I thought, man, I should have went. There's got to be a clearance somewhere to buy all that, right?
So there was a very, very short-lived secondary football league that just happened here this last year, and everybody, we all love football.
sure.
Yeah, and people want to see it. I'll preface that. We may not all love football who listen to this show. We love you no matter what you like.
I'm not going to say if you don't like football, you wouldn't be listening to this show.
I didn't say that.
That'd be a horrible thing to say about anybody listening to our show with any, bands or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with you.
So we all love the product.
Sure. We like making money.
We like making money. And so they tried these one-off football league. But I think the XFL's got a better chance this next time.
Well, the thing with the XFL, I'm a big Vince McMahon guy, kind of follow what he's done.
They've got the TV base. They've already got the contracts in place.
They learned what they didn't do right the last time.
Which was in 2001? No, 2003.
So they've kind of shored up that thing with this last league with the Stallions were in. I can't remember what it was called. The something league.
Yeah, the ACFL, or I don't know.
I don't know where the TV spots. I don't know if games were available on TV.
They were on like some obtuse station.
It was just really hard to find or connect. I don't know how much money they put into it. I know to just start off, McMahon took $100 million.
Yeah, this is for the XFL.
For the XFL of his own money, invested it to that. He's got a lot of people involved. If you look down the roster of football names and stuff, he's in big markets.
There's some guys that are involved.
So I think it will do well. Hopefully it's a good secondary. I don't think it's going to take over the NFL or anything by that stretch. But
you never know.
But yeah, buy those items and sell it, right?
Well, there you go.
It's going to be a lot less of the flash and a lot more of just developing good product this time around.
Obscure sports memorabilia sells on the internet.
Hey, you're Mr. What's those things you always are wearing?
Oh, I wear the disbanded minor league baseball league.
Where do you buy those shirts at?
Bought them through EbbetsField.com.
.com. So, yeah.
So I think that's what, I'm to the point where I don't wear the same shirt as everybody. I don't need an Old Navy or a VRCA or a, what's that? Bit, I don't know.
Bitcoin hat.
No, not Bitcoin. BitMix or whatever. I don't know.
know.
Yeah. It used to be Old Navy. Now it's,
I know on the 4th of July, I'm wearing my 4th of July Old Navy t-shirt, so I'm feeling kind of attacked by you with my red, white, and blue American t-shirt.
Once a year is always fine. That's what I have too.
Yeah, I mean, I just...
Here's my once a year. Okay, actually, I think I do it twice a year. When I was on my ecclesiastical vacation, we always liked to go to the thrift stores.
Yeah.
Looked for ties. That was always your thing. You could have ties. Found the coolest, awesomest bicentennial tie that I wear twice a year.
Man, you might want to put that on eBay.
Oh, no, that's mine.
Well, your kids are going to put it on eBay when you're dead.
Well, they can do that when I die. That can be part of their inheritance.
So what 2 days a year do you wear this? Bicentennial?
The 4th and the 24th.
Okay, a lot of people don't know about us on the 24th.
Well, we celebrate the Utah Day, the Pioneer Day.
Pioneer Days.
So I found this really cool tie on my mission. It's blue and it's got the American flags kind of back to back, one from 1776 and one from 1976.
You whip that out and old Liberty flies.
And she sure rolls.
Well, what a great man.
The other thing that I really enjoy is that usually that week at our congregation, our service, you stand up and you sing all the verses of the
Star-Spangled Banner. Yeah.
Man, I love America.
Well, this is Happy Birthday, America.
That's right.
Hey, I got a question for you.
All right.
We got the moon landing coming up, right?
50 years.
Why are we celebrating that like crazy?
I just watched Apollo 13.
You'd think with this being the 50-year anniversary, we'd be having celebrations all across the country.
I'm not in charge of that.
No, I'm just asking why.
We're the ones bringing it up on the podcast.
I mean, surely we landed on the moon, and it wasn't be something that we're not celebrating because we don't want controversy being thrown, shade being thrown, as the kids say.
Surely.
Well, I'm down in my basement watching Stranger Things and selling Stranger Thing items this week is what I'm doing.
That sounds like you're having a good time.
On the pod cart. Well, here's something. I promised a story, and I promised folks we will get to this story, and you'll want to be hearing it.
Of course.
I was looking for some stuff on the marketplace as we do, right?
Yeah, the Facebook marketplace.
Facebook marketplace, and I see these shoes, and they're the Marty McFly Nike shoes.
Like legit ones, or these knockoffs?
That's a great question, right? So I'm looking at them, and then I do me a little Google search, and it does not look like they're in the correct box.
Okay.
And I see some markings that aren't right, so I contact this guy, and I say, hey, man, I'm interested in these shoes. However, these don't look to be, are these fakes? These don't look like what I think they should look like. And he says, no, they're not fakes. They're replicas.
Okay.
So apparently, if you're selling fake merchandise, the hot way of listing them is to say that they're a replica item, right?
Yeah.
So, needless to say, I did not go ahead and complete that purchase.
Did not buy the replica Marty McFlys.
So if ever you're selling something and people are getting mad saying that's not authentic or fake, just let them know that that is a replica.
I love virtual dumpster diving.
You are a virtual dumpster diver.
How about that, man? What do you think about that?
Well, why don't you tell the people what that is?
Kevin Durant, Sonics jersey.
Kevin Durant, Supersonics. A lot of people don't remember that Kevin Durant was drafted by the Supersonics before they moved to Oklahoma City.
Speaking of that, he opted out of his contract, and he will be joining a new team.
Yeah, with his torn, was it Achilles?
Achilles heel.
That's kind of a death kiss
So
sometimes.
keep
Though.
that, Kevin Durant Golden State jersey hot to the handle. It's going to be worth something someday.
And that merchandise, or you might want to dump it now before he doesn't come back to your team and isn't worth nothing.
Just get rid of it.
All right, Prumpy, you ready for it?
I'm ready for a story for you.
All right, everyone, if you're listening, this is the 4th of July. We promised you a story. I'm going to bring you a story. So hunker in. You got those grills going. You got your
Hot dogs.
hot dogs, maybe a brat. You're flipping burgers. The kids are out running through the sprinklers.
Potato salad.
I'm inviting Adam over to my house to light some snakes off in the grass a little later.
Before you get into that, one of the greatest inventions ever made, those automatic water balloon fillers. You seen those yet?
I haven't seen those.
Man, you can attach this thing to the hose, and it's got like 50 water balloons just to the one thing. You put it on there, and it drops like 50 water balloons all at once.
Is it time for you?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I'll have to. Yep.
Sell that on the internet if you got one.
Well, they sell them all over the place. You buy them at Walmart, at Costco, and anyways.
I go to these establishments.
See, it's just one of those areas that I know about that you don't know
There you go. Well, that might be a hot item this summer.
Hot.
Well, if it's not freezing from your earlier story, the kids would be catching pneumonia out there.
They would be. So tell me about this story. I'm going to sit back and listen to Derailed with D-Roll.
We talked a little last week about it. Adam was jumping the gun a bit like he does. So this actually happened last week. I have to be honest with you. And I've been bragging it up about my express lane pass for my Prius, right?
Yeah, you somehow conned somebody into getting you an express lane pass because you got a Prius.
I got a Prius, so I can drive in the carpool lane. I can, bypass traffic. I'm flying up to, so we talked last week, I went up to get my Guns N' Roses tickets, and I got back in 2 hours in rush hour, and it should take that much just any day of the week, plus I got my ticket, so I'm feeling pretty good about myself. You could say I was farting through silk. Kind of arrogant, kind of, too big for my own britches. So I'm driving home from work, and I'm in a hurry because I have an eye appointment. I don't go to the eye doctor that much because so far, knock on some wood, I've been blessed with some good little peepers that don't need
one-eyed peeper.
I don't need goggles or corrections. No glasses. No glasses. No contact lenses. I'm sure the older I get, the less likely I am to be able to keep saying that. So I'm flying down the highway, and I hear, just like, when you run over a rock or something that flings it?
Yeah,
Yeah, so I hear that noise. I'm like, oh, that's weird. And then I hear thump, 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 thump.
Uh-oh.
So I'm going pretty fast. I'm going probably about 75, and I'm in my Prius, and I got me a flat tire, right? So I'm like, this isn't good. I'm in the carpool lane, which is the left-hand lane. Luckily, I had a shoulder because there's all sorts of construction and stuff going on, so it could have been a lot worse. Moral of the story is it could have been a lot worse. So I pull on over. I'm like, I got a flat tire. I know I got a spare. And I got one of those, those little, like...
It's a little jack that...
The jack that you got to crank, and it never stays on and wobbles off, and you have to say, 10 curse words to even get the thing working, and then I got the little wrench that you have to break a knuckle. I usually have to grab a rock and... pry it and hit it. And so I'm thinking, this is not good. So I go out to examine the situation, and it's the passenger, so it's one facing the road.
No.
and traffic is going by, and they're getting close, and they're going fast. So I'm like, I'm not dying today.
No.
I'm not dying today.
Don't want to bring up a sore subject, but we did have a friend who did die from that.
I did have a friend that was crossing the road trying to help some people, and he
Passed away
He passed away.
from changing the tire on the freeway.
So so I'm not going to be. I don't want my obituary to read this way.
Didn't want to bring up a sore subject.
No,
I
but
remembered
it is a dangerous thing. It's something that
True thing.
true thing. So I'm like, well, what am I going to do? I can't really limp across because this traffic's going to get pretty good.
It's clipping.
I'm not going to be able to limp back over. I'm a quarter mile from the exit and get off that exit.
Oh, you can't go that far.
I can't do that.
No,
The second I go to get out there, I'm going to get hit. You can't drive on 3 tires.
you can't go that fast.
I got this little jack that I have to get under, and for me to get under over that spot, I'm hanging out in that lane a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what do you do? So I think, Derek, what do you do? You should have AAA. Derek, why don't you have AAA? I think, well, because you're a man and you change your own tires every time that you have the opportunity, which doesn't come up that much, but you're usually at home and you just change your tire, right? You just do it.
Yes.
And you don't have a good jack because you don't really care to change your tire a lot, and you don't got an impact wrench on you because you're hoping never to have to do this.
You retired from the Matt Kenseth, race car team several years ago.
I always brag about being a professional driver, but at this point, I'm like, I just brag. I ran over something in construction debris, I'm pretty sure.
Well, you don't see Jeff Gordon out there changing the tire. He's just got a team doing
The
it.
pit crew's not there. Usually it sticks and you can see, like, okay, I got a nail or something, and then you go get it patched up or whatever. Also, I just bought these tires not that long ago, which comes up to this story as well. So, okay, what do you do? I don't got AAA, okay. I got several credit cards.
Yeah, but usually one of them will have like a free thing to help you out.
And so I'm like, roadside assistance.
There you go.
And I got air conditioning. Thank goodness on my way to work that morning, I realized that I needed gas, so I fueled up. So in my little Prius, I'm just cranking that AC, hoping no one clips me, leaving the seatbelt on.
Listening to DeathPile and Tactics.
Listen to, now I'm calling the back of my credit cards. I'm like, hey, you guys got any kind of roadside assistance? So they tool me about, and they get me to this guy.
Okay.
And the guy's like, yeah. And he doesn't seem to know what I'm talking about. I said, I'm stranded on the freeway, on Interstate 15, southbound, and I need somebody to come change my tire. Is that covered? Do you got a spare tire? Yes, luckily I do have a spare tire. Yeah.
You got one there.
Yeah, because we don't provide spare tires. Okay, yeah, I got one. Okay, well, where are you at? So they have you pull up this little map on your phone.
Yeah, sure.
They send you
Yeah.
a text thing, and you hit the button. Well, this has me off the frontage road, which is next to the freeway, not the freeway.
Not good.
So I said, no, this is not correct. I'm not on the frontage road.
I'm on the freeway.
I'm on the actual freeway next to the frontage road, which if you just go, 100 yards to the left, you'll see me.
But unless you're on that, you ain't going to get there.
I'm probably the only gold Prius with a black bumper broke down on the freeway that you'll pass in this area.
That says elect Ross Perot.
That says Ralph Nader is my man. And so the guy dispatching it obviously isn't from the area because just the terminology and things he's saying. So I'm like, this is going to be interesting.
Bo Grits, 1996.
Bo Grits, man. That was the guy for the job. And so they're like, okay, well, we got this guy, we'll update you. You should be there in an hour or whatever. I'm like, okay. Yeah, what
hour?
An hour. So I'm like, he's coming out of Salt Lake, is what I figured in my head. But I'm like, well, I'm not going anywhere.
You know where to be.
So I got the AC cranking. But that's when I bring up the thing. I'm like, oh, man, they got me on the frontage road.
Okay.
So about this time, old Colbert calls me up.
Yep.
And old Colbert is, he's been, if you go
Friend
back,
of the show.
if you go back, Death Piles and Taxes, I'm not sure which episode, but the car, eBay Motors, Cole was on the show. He says, hey, man, saw you there. You need some help? I said, I appreciate it. I got some guy on the way. Well, if you want, I'll turn around and come help you out. I said, we're not dying out here. This isn't how we're going out, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate the offer, but we'll let somebody else take that risk,
Yeah.
It's professional. I'm seatbelted in. These cars are flying by at like 70 and I'm blowing around. So he's like, all right, change your mind or whatever, need a ride, whatever, let me know.
Okay.
So, okay. So what am I going to do? I need to kill some time.
So was that before I texted you or after?
This was all about the same time.
Okay.
You texted me after I did the Facebook Live, correct?
Yes.
So that's about the time I'm like, I'll just do a Facebook Live while I'm waiting for this guy to show up because he breaks down on the freeway, kill some time. I look over, and there's this red, one of those newer Beetles, which I say newer, it's probably 20 years old now, I don't know.
Yeah.
Not your 70s Beetles. And he's broke down almost parallel to me on the other side of the freeway. So now I'm like, oh man, there's something on the road. Like, we ran over some stuff.
Yeah.
There's some debris or something.
Mario dropped his tacks in the road.
Yeah, exactly. Luigi was trying to go by on this fast lane. They didn't like that, so they dropped out the tacks.
Princess was throwing, oil behind her.
Grenades or something. Well, first I'm like, it doesn't look like his tires are flat. I'm like, oh, this guy's not going to try to cross the road over here to help me. I'm like, oh man, don't be trying to be a hero coming over here to help me.
He's playing Frogger to get across 5 lanes.
I'm like, dude, I got a guy on the way. Maybe you're trying to be a good Samaritan. Like, I don't want to see you die, because you will die. There's 5 lanes. They're clipping. Like, even if it opens up for a second, you're not going to outrun 80 miles an hour.
No.
It just doesn't happen.
Please tell me he just...
Usain Bolt's not going to make that, let alone this guy. So I'm kind of looking over there, and he's kind of on his phone, so I'm like, okay, maybe he's just making a phone call. I'm not sure, but he's not, gesturing to me or making it, so I'm like, I think he's broke down.
Okay.
So I'm like, I'll just do a Facebook Live while I'm waiting for this guy to get here, whatever. So I do a Facebook Live, say, hey, I'm broke down off the side of the road. This is kind of what's going on. People start texting. Adam's texting, hey, man, do you need a ride? Friend Briefcase is like, my wife just showed me the video.
That's true, I saw that.
What's going, you all right? I have people out of the woodworks. Friend Michael Painter's like, hey, man, you need me to come pick you up?
You about to find out who your friends are.
You find out who your friends are. So I've already talked to my wife at this point, and she's driving, and she's like calling, I just saw you. Do you need me to come get you? Like, no, I'm not going to try to transport in the car to get back. I'm like, no, just keep going, appreciate it. Then she tells me someone else has broke down the road. I'm like, well, we got a guy on the way, so I'm not sure what happened. So, okay, so I did my little funny, hey, I'm on the side of the road video, and people are checking me out and saying, oh, whatever, that sucks, or do you need help? Or I'm like, no, then this guy over here's broke down. I don't know what he's doing. So I kill a little time, and I get a phone call.
Okay.
I get a phone call from the guy that's coming to save me.
The guy who's coming to get you.
Guy that's coming to change the tire. And he says, hey, man, where you at? I said, well, I'm broke down on the freeway, southbound, telling the whole thing. Well, what mile marker? Good question, man. Good question. I don't know what mile marker. You weren't looking for mile markers as you were going?
I didn't plan on getting a flat tire.
About the time my tire decided to get a hole in it, I didn't say, what mile marker am I at? I got off the road and was safe. I said, I'm a quarter mile from this exit, because I can see the exit there, north or south. I'm a quarter mile ahead of this exit. I'm southbound, so I'm north from this exit, a quarter mile. Right or left-hand lane? Left-hand lane. It's fixed it.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Wait,
Yeah, oh, great. Yeah, I'm the one off the road right now. You're on-grading me. I'm the one you signed up for this job. You were the one that thought it's going to be a good career to go and have to pick up people off the side of the road that broke down and change their tires. I don't pick where I break down. So, yeah, great. Okay, well, here's what I need you to do. You got Google Maps? Yeah. All right, open up your Google Maps.
Oh, gosh.
Okay. Open up my Google Maps. Okay. You see the location. It was some button, blue button.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need you to push that. Okay, I pushed it.
You shared your pin.
Okay, I shared it. No. Now you need to share that with me to where you're at. Okay, it's not giving me the option to share it.
Oh, gosh.
What kind of phone you got? I got me an iPhone. That's why.
Okay.
Dude, what do you want me to go change my phone service right now? I'm on the middle of the freeway. I can't share my location with you because I have an iPhone and you have an Android. That's not my problem.
Okay.
I'm not Steve Apple. I'm not the guy doing this, right? Tim Apple, sorry. It's Steve Jobs. Tim Apple. I'm not Tim Apple.
Tim Allen.
And so, okay. So he's got to give me some attitude. I'm like, dude, this is where I'm at. Well, are you the Spanish Fork? No, I'm in between the Springville exits, going southbound. You will see me. There's a red car that's broke down on the right side of the road. That's not me. I don't know what their deal is. I'm the one on the left with the bumper, that's the black bumper, and the gold Prius sitting there.
With the Bo Grit sticker, 1996.
Pick Grits. He's a hit. You can't miss me. Okay. All right. Well, I'm about to get dispatched. What? Well, I'm about ready to take off. Now, wait a minute. You're supposed to be here in an hour. This has been a good 30, 40 minutes or so.
Okay.
You haven't left yet? Oh, I'm on my way. So, Okay, that didn't go that great. So I still got the number for the original dispatcher, and I'm still seeing on his little, it's not an app, but it's a website that they send you to follow your progress, kind of like when you're tracking a pizza, to see where they're at. Still has the frontage road. So I'm like, this guy is going to come on the frontage road. I'm not going to be there. He's going to get mad. He's going to have to loop around, come back. It's going to be a whole to-do.
You should have paid for something good.
Well, like what?
You should have just like got a regular service, not checked around on your credit cards being Jimmy Cheapy Pants.
Like what?
Well, I'm just saying, did you pay for it, or did you get coverage from your credit card?
I paid for it.
Well, you should have found, like, on Google, reviews say best pickup services when you got a flat tire.
Well, why don't you Google that right now and tell me what you get?
Okay, I'll do it.
And let's get out of here. Let's time them. And then when they get here, say, never mind. Just kidding.
All right, you just keep going.
So, Jimmy Cheapo Tire Service. I'm telling you, you have to pay before the guy even gets dispatched. That's what had me a little concerned. Yeah, I'm like, okay.
What credit card are you using?
I'm not going to name them because I like them. So, guys going to be torn around. So I called back up the dispatch. I said, hey, man, this is me. This is what's going on. I just talked to you. There's somebody there. Here's my reference number. What's your name? I said, hey, here's my name. Well, what's going on? I'm broke on the freeway.
I have a flat tire.
Well, where are you at? That's what I'm calling you about. You got me on this side. This is where I'm at. Well, is there somebody on their way to you? Yeah, but when I called him, things didn't go over that well, right? So I just want to make sure he comes to the right spot. Well, what spot are you at? I'm on the freeway. You have me on the frontage road. Okay. So they do whatever. No. We got you on the frontage road. We don't have you on the frontage road. We have you on the freeway. Are you on the freeway or are you on the frontage road? Okay, so I do that whole circle. And then the guy shows up, right? So he finally shows up, and he's there in his Express van, and he changes a tire quicker than Ricky Bobby. I mean, they get that going. I had the spare all ready for him. He doesn't say a word to me, but he gets the tire off.
He's on the clock.
Gets the tire on, and then he does say, you're good to go. That's all he says. You're good to go. I said, thanks, man. And he was hanging out, man. I don't know how those people don't get clipped, or I'm sure their insurance rates are pretty high. Because he had his van out enough with his hazards, but he's still pretty close. But I'm like, he's going to get hit, is what I'm thinking. Then he's leaning over with his wrench, and he's got that hydraulic lift up. And so anyways, he changed it fairly fast. And I'm looking at the tire, a big old puncture in it. I mean, it was a good... did you see that on my secondary video where it showed the puncture mark?
I did not.
It looked to be greater than an L, if you can imagine. So I don't know what kind of thing I ran over. It must have just popped it right out. So then I'm like, okay, I need to go get the tire replaced at the place where I just bought the tire. So I got my spare on, and I get back out into traffic. When's the last time you rode on a spare tire?
It's been your donut, because you can only go you're only supposed to go 50, 55.
Yeah, you're not supposed to go too fast, and that thing's tiny.
Yeah.
So I'm out there cruising around and get over in the slow lane. I'm trying to go about 60. That's about where I'm at, because you need to keep up with traffic a little bit. I'm on the freeway, and it's rush hour enough that I don't want to try to do the back streets because they're just going to be crowded anyways. So I get down to the spot where I bought the tire from, right? And I'm like, I roll in. Hey, what can we help you with? Got a spare tire on, show you this one in the back, ran over something. Obviously, there's a big puncture hole here. I don't know if you can just patch her up or if I need a new tire or what. Huh. Yeah. Then the boss comes over. He's like, hey, did you buy the warranty with this? I said, oh, you bet I did.
You better believe it, pal.
You bet I did. Well, don't worry about it. We'll put a new tire on for you, right? And so the gal is sitting there. She goes, what's your name? And I said, Derek Everett. She goes, I thought that was your name.
Oh, boy.
And I said, what? You just were here.
Yes, I was.
Yeah. Like, no, you were just here. Like, yeah, these are new tires. No, like, within the last 10 days, you bought these tires. You were just here.
Yes, I was.
Yeah. You want to know how I know?
How does she know?
You want to know how I know? Yeah, I want to know. How do you know? Because I've just started working here, and I checked you out, and I messed up on your order.
Did you say she checked you out?
Like my order. She completed.
Did your wife know about this?
She completed the service less than 10 days ago.
Your wife, this lady checked you out and completed the service.
She rang me up.
She rang you. Oh.
So when she rang me up, she messed up. And now she remembers that she messed up on my order.
Yeah.
And so
Let me guess.
She remembers me.
She didn't get the warranty.
No, luckily they did. So then I'm in there and like it's a madhouse, and I'm like, just give me a new tire. So I go looking around at other things, and I'm trying to kill some time, right? And so,
So was it good customer service? Did they take care of you?
yeah, it was fairly good.
Okay.
And then they said, well, did you ride this over here?
No.
Well, I got the spare tire on, right?
Okay.
So I didn't ride this over here. Well, because it looks like there's some, what's that?
The alignment's off.
Not the alignment. There's something in the tire that like looks like you've rode on the rim or something like that. It looks like you've been riding on this a little low. I said, I don't know, you guys put it on 10 days ago.
Yeah.
That's what that lady just said. So you didn't ride this on over here? No.
No, I was stuck on the freeway. Do you want to see my Facebook?
Well, you see this? You see the size of about a dime puncture wound? Like, could I have rode this over here? So I had to wait about 2 hours for this process to be completed of putting on a new tire.
Wow.
And then the gal comes up to me and she says, this is how much this tire is going to cost. And I said, well, remember the warranty. Oh, yeah. So she had $10 more on the total.
Uh-huh.
I said, no, I paid the warranty
10 days ago.
You're not putting that on now. For this new set, we're going that process. So she's all sorts of confusion and takes off to go talk to the boss. Well, her coworker comes in and I said, hey, I'm just trying to figure this out. Like, she's telling me it's going to be this amount. I paid this 10 days ago. I got the receipt. Here's everything with warranty. She's kind of struggling. 10 days ago, I guess she messed up on my order. I just want to know what's going on. I'm not saying I'm not paying whatever. I just need to know what's going on. I've been here for a couple hours. Oh, you just bought these? Yeah, I bought them 10 days. You got the warranty? You bet I got the warranty. Well, we're not going to charge you nothing for them. Okay, I like the sound of that. So she gets doing her paperwork and stuff, and like, hey, you're lucky you bought that warranty. I am. So the other girl comes back in to try to explain what's happening. Don't worry about it. Got it covered.
We're good here.
So I said, where are my keys? Where are my keys? She gives me the paperwork. You sure? Nothing? No. Here. Where are my keys? Oh, they're out in your car. So I got to go out and grab the car basically as they drop it.
Okay.
You paid for that? Yeah, we got the paperwork. Took all care of it, and I got on out of there.
We're good.
So I got on out of Dodge. So this morning I didn't run over anything. This whole week at work I haven't ran over anything. So about 10 days again. Turns out the guy in the bug that was crossed ran out of gas.
Oh, okay.
So I saw somebody bringing in some gas
fuel?
tank. There's one point where I think he jumped the railing and was somewhere. I wasn't sure, but he was all over the place. So if you got to break down, make sure that you have a credit card that has service and roadside assistance. It's better than you
So
trying to do it
how
yourself.
much did you pay for this service?
It was like $52, I believe.
All right. I mean, I get it. I mean, yeah, I guess it's what you do.
Well, we've been Googling. What have you found?
Oh, I found a couple different, you called the tire place, right where you were at.
Yeah.
I just typed in flat tire repair.
What did you find?
I found a place that's got 144 reviews, so call them.
How much they charging?
I didn't say.
Well, let's call them up and see how much for them to come pick you up on the freeway and replace a tire.
Well, they're closed right now.
Oh, that's convenient.
Well, it says their hours until 6 p.m.
Well, maybe I was after hours.
Maybe you should maybe I should type in 24-hour repair.
All I know is that if you got some benefits on your credit card, you better make sure that they're available to you in your time of need. That, my friend,
Ends the Derailed with D-Roy story.
well, also while I was at the store, it had other items in it, so I bought items to resell.
At the tire store?
So while I was at the tire store, I found
What?
I found several items, and I was sitting there scanning them, and I hopefully will make up the $52 for them to come out and service me.
What kind of items did you buy at a tire shop?
Well,
Like, who does that, man?
me.
Well, let's hear what you bought.
Well, I bought some clearance makeup.
Who sells makeup at a tire store?
Well, that's why it was on clearance. Apparently, it didn't move so fast.
What kind of places are you going to, man?
I'm going to the place that I buy the cheap tire from. That gives me you got the warranty.
See, this is why I say it. Like, there's a reason. I mean, most places are great. They're wonderful. But you don't get your taxes done in a place that sells kitty litter, Diet Coke, and a Sham Wow.
Hey, them Sham Wows are pretty good. Also, there's a new drink out. Sorry, derailed me while I go. Do SA?
Do SA, huh?
I'm telling you, you get that. That's going to be resellable here because it's a limited time edition do that's not it's nationwide, but it's not worldwide.
Okay.
People like the do.
USA.
It's a blue. I don't know what flavor it is. Mountain Dew USA.
So, the sweet gal who was checking you out, like, you got your warranty stuff covered. Like, was she just looking at, like, befuddled when you brought up $30 worth of clearance level makeup?
Well, you want to know what she said to me?
What did she say to you?
She says, "You buying all this?" I said, "Yeah." And she looks at it and she goes, "Why are you buying so much makeup?"
Say it. I'm really a woman.
I said, "I like to feel pretty."
My part-time job is a drag queen.
I said, "I like to feel pretty."
Wow.
I mean, it's none of her business.
Well,
I certainly wasn't going to say so I could resell on the internet because you know how people can get upset about that.
well, I guess that's a good story to share on the 4th of July.
So happy 4th of July. Don't run out of gas. Don't run over things in construction zones. If you do, hopefully you can get to a safe spot. And don't risk your life. Let somebody else risk theirs because they paid them $50.
Pyromania.
I enjoy it.
There's just something about it, blowing up fireworks.
Man, that's the thing. I know you guys are going to be out there tonight. Be safe. Don't blow off fingers. Don't be like some guys I know across the desk from me that like to light fireworks in their hand and throw them.
No, you wouldn't throw it. It would, like, it's called, the force. It blows up and it shoots it at somebody.
Yeah, the people that are shooting Roman candles at themselves out in the desert with their buddies.
I haven't done that for a couple weeks.
I mean, that's why I can't go to
years.
Evanston. Like
decades.
I can't go to Evanston anymore because I used to take a friend up there and we'd get fireworks, have all sorts of good things.
That's bold-faced lies.
His wife won't let me go with him anymore because he may or may not have caught another friend's shirt on fire and there was threats of a lawsuit. Luckily, that didn't happen because there was a bucket of water. I always have a bucket of water handy to douse people in case there is things like that. So we had to cancel fireworks because we didn't want lawsuits, and this guy still wants to be shooting fireworks. I'm not naming names of anybody, and bottle caps up in the air and those bottle rockets, and yeah, I mean it's fun, but you don't light your friends on fire, and if you do, you put them out. You don't tell them they deserved it because they were in your way. And don't wear loft cologne if you're going to a fireworks show because you'll catch on fire because that stuff's flammable, and so's your polyester shirt you're wearing. Not naming names.
And you know one thing you don't get? You don't get business unless you advertise.
Well, that's true. Maybe we should advertise this yard sale podcast of ours. I was going to say our Facebook page, and yard sale came out of nowhere.
Oh, we're boosting the sucker out of this.
I'm telling you, we got downloads by the 20s right now. People listening to this saying, I could be doing something productive with my 4th of July, but I'm hearing about a guy off the side of the road buying makeup at the counter to resell.
The best part is you can't make this stuff up. Like,
that's all true.
There is nothing else that you're going to find in a podcast talking about a guy buying makeup at a tire store and he's going to resell it and make money.
Here's the thing. If you ever broke down somewhere, scan everything.
You can make money anywhere.
Make money, like scan stuff, especially at these old places like you're stuck at for 2 hours.
My mind doesn't think like it is now. Enlightening me.
What else are you going to do? Sit there and eat their stale popcorn and watch some cable news show? See the same story 20 times over? Scan what they got there. I mean, you're going to have to pay them anyway, so...
What tire store sells makeup?
Well, I'll tell you off the air. I mean, I'm not giving them a glowing review of their service, so... Once again, I don't need a lawsuit. I got my bucket of water here to douse off any friends who may catch on fire. You'd heard it's a reputable chain.
Well, that's good to know. For this 4th of July, I've got a quick 4 question for you.
4 questions, all right.
4 questions on the 4th.
4 for the 4.
Yeah, 4.
This might become a yearly tradition.
Yes, 4 for the 4.
Let's have them.
All right, I'm going to give you a second to kind of think about these. All right.
So don't just shoot from the hip. You want me to contemplate them and give you a...
No, I'm going to give you the 4 for the 4, so you can kind of think about it real quick, and then I'll give you my 4 for the 4.
Sounds good.
The 4 best categories, or I'd say kind of like niche areas that you found for you, not anyone else, but for you to sell on.
Okay. My 4 best categories.
Yes.
Would be pro wrestling memorabilia merchandise.
Love it.
Let's see. Would be vintage concert shirts.
Love it.
Would be, let's see, how would MLM products.
Ooh.
MLM products.
Which we're a hotbed for.
Which happens to just be the area that we're in, but I've been able to stumble in that kind of a thing. And then my 4th would just be, probably other, just random. Not necessarily a category, but the bits and ends. I guess I'll go retail arbitrage.
Yeah.
Like what I'm saying, the stuff that you find at the gas station that you scan is worth some money.
Obscure items.
Obscure items, just your hodge.
You're limited.
Limited, and that's above. I mean, even my sports memorabilia and stuff we're talking about. I think those would be my 4s.
Well, there's your 4 hot tips to make some money, and I'm going to give you my 4 hot accounting tips.
Ooh, 4 hot accounting tips to make some money. Okay, let's have it. I like this.
Because, I mean, we're halfway through the year. The first one is you got to know how much you're selling and you got to know how much you're spending.
Gotta know your numbers.
Got to know your numbers. If you don't know your numbers, the reality of it is you're spending way more than what you think you are.
You're spinning your wheels and you're not getting anywhere.
Yeah, and until you improve those efficiencies, you'll make money, but you'll spend it. So that's number 1. Know your numbers. The second one be know what kind of business you are. And what I mean by that is how much money you're making. That is going to give you the designation, the reason to file either as an S corporation, a partnership, a sole proprietor, a C corp. Now, if you're a C corp, you're slinging some dollars.
You're selling a lot of that makeup, and it ain't on the clearance rack.
Yeah, well, we're talking like in the millions, in the 20 and 30 and 40 million. So
I'm probably not a C corp. You go ahead and scratch that off this list here.
But you could sell some shares, some stock shares, get official certificates.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. So that's the number 2 one. The number 3 one is pay your taxes.
Man, there's so many stories that come out every year of people, famous people, either in business or celebrity of some nature, that just haven't paid their taxes.
If it sounds too good to be true, it is. There is no scheme. There is no thing that's going to say...
Oh, there's plenty of schemes. They just don't work. I mean, there's lots of schemes.
There's none that will let you sleep at night. And yeah, it might work for a year. It might work for 2 years. But they will come find you.
The IRS will get their money from you.
Because you have to know, as the internet makes the world smaller, all those items that you're selling, because now Uncle Sam sees everything you're doing because it's going in and out of your PayPal account, your business account. They're required to give that to the IRS. If you're not matching your numbers up with what they get, you're going to get a nasty letter saying you owe more money.
Here's the problem, or the thing. With your business, you have limited time, limited dollars to do whatever it is you're doing.
Yes.
The IRS has unlimited time and unlimited dollars to find out who is not paying them, and they will hunt you down, and they will get their money.
And it's all computer automated now. You're going to get a statement from eBay, from Amazon, from whomever that says, hey, Mr. Everett, you sold, 2,000 items for, $100,000. That matches up, and when you do your taxes, they have your Social Security number. If your return doesn't match the exact same thing, they're going to send you a letter saying you owe more money.
Or even one better, say you're selling items off the side of the road out of your trunk because you're broke down on the freeway and need $50 to buy you a tire. There's a certain point where you make enough money and you're putting it in things that the government says, well, how is he affording that? Or how has his bank account got that much money?
How does he live?
How's he paying for that house? How's he got that storage unit?
Yes.
Wonder if he has money in that storage unit. Let's go see.
And those are true statements. Like when you're doing your taxes, there's different things that are stated. Now, if your income's $50,000, but you pay interest on your home of $25,000, how does that work?
So what it comes down to is you need to go find a guy like Adam at Adam Up Accounting, and he'll tell you, hey, you're spending this much on your business, you can deduct this.
Yeah.
Or was that a business trip that you went on? You can deduct this, or the mileage. There's ways to go about this, but just saying, I'm not going to pay it, and they can't prove it, it's not the way to do it.
So that brings me to number 4 is hire a professional. If you're listening to this, you're increasing your business. You're growing. The only thing to do is you're buying education. You're buying knowledge, and that's what, my opinion, not even an outside professional, that's what their opinion brings to you, is you're buying years of experiences for what they can do for your business.
I mean, you're probably just listening to this because you like to hear stories about guys broke off the side of the road or buying tickets of Guns N' Roses and hearing those high school stories.
Or using their Airbnb in Miami and, getting stuck with an awful hotel room.
Well, that wasn't the Airbnb. That was because I didn't pay for the extra night that I thought I did. And then, so I'm listening. Okay, here's another derail with Derek.
Hold on, let's finish up my 4 for the 4.
Okay, remind me though. Airbnb in Florida.
I'll get you.
This will freak you out.
Okay, the 4 for the 4.
I know you don't like scary stories, but be prepared for the 4th of July spooks to come out and get you.
All right, let's get back on track.
4 for the 4.
Let's keep track of your numbers. Know what kind of business you are. Okay,
Yes.
Pay your taxes and hire a professional.
Also, with know what kind of business you are. So we talk about doing wholesale. I know I'm going to do a dropship episode at some point. I keep saying that. I'm going to do how to wholesale at some point. There's businesses that you can go to and say, hey, I'm trying to sell on eBay or whatever. Tell them what you're doing. You want a wholesale account with you. Some people try to act like they're a bigger business than they are.
Yeah.
So they'll say, oh, yeah, we'll give you a wholesale account. You need to buy 20,000 units at $5,000 or $500 or whatever a piece of the unit, or $5, whatever it is. And you're like, well, I don't got that kind of money. It's because you didn't present yourself as, hey, I sell out of my garage. I'm trying to sell on eBay. Can I get a wholesale account with you? And they say, this is a little guy.
Yeah.
Buy 100 items at $5 a piece. If you're a corporation, I'm going to make you buy 20,000.
Yep.
So know your business. I mean, it's okay to present yourself as a legit big business.
Yeah.
But when you're trying to do business with somebody, don't be ashamed to be this guy that's working out of your garage.
Yeah.
Because people are going to appreciate that and say, this guy's got work ethic, or I like
Hustle.
it. I like his spunk, or what have you. And they might give you a lot better deal than what they're going to give to a big corporation buying wholesale from them.
Yeah. So you're 4 for the 4 were wrestling memorabilia.
That's what I sell.
That's what you sell.
I also sell concert T-shirts.
Concert T-shirts, and then you sell
I sell MLM memorabilia.
MLM products.
Multi-level marketing products, which, for those of you that don't know, multi-level marketing is when you see the friends that want you to join their groups and sell things. Tupperware's an MLM, Young Living Oils, all sorts of fat-losing things.
Products like
Products.
women's clothing.
Women's clothing. Now, what you're going to want to do is not join the downlines and all that, but you're going to find the people that have done that, decide this business is not for them, and they're selling off their stuff at pennies on the dollar. You buy their stuff at pennies on the dollar or whatever, then you go around and you put them on the internet and sell them to people that want the product but don't want to join the downlines or the MLMs.
Yes.
And that's where your sweet spot is. I happened to find a guy that was going out of business, and I bought, I don't know if I've ever said this story on the air, I bought like a carload of cases, I don't even know how many cases, for $400 of these caps that go on these oil things.
Okay.
And they, with your oils, and you can give each other massages, or I don't know what they do with them. They're like a fitment roller. Don't you shake your head at me.
Okay.
I bought them for 5 cents a piece. I bought a car full of them, and I sell them for $7 to $15 a piece, and they go weekly. I've had them for years. I've put a little dent in them, but I still have a garage full of these things, and they just, every week, off my 5 cents a piece, I make at least $7 a piece off of them.
See, that's what I would have never thought
And
of.
shaking your head at me. If they want to put magic oils on themselves and roll it around and give each other a massage, none of my business. I'm happy to supply it to them.
All right.
And fat burning pills or magic T-shirts or whatever you got, there you go.
I do have a question now.
Or magic juices.
You've got down that lane. I want to hear it. You said you got a quick snidbit. It's 4th of July. We got to get out to the fireworks.
I know,
It's getting late.
the park's getting out there. The kids are about getting out in the street. I'm surprised we haven't heard your fire trucks going up and down this road. It's been pretty quiet.
It's not quite dark yet.
Well, it's not quiet, but that doesn't stop these guys.
Well, we'll get into the... Tell them about this Miami story. I know
Okay.
we hit it. We hit
Okay.
it pretty hard.
So, if you go back in the archives, there was a time I went to Miami, Airbnb story. I ended up not booking enough rooms. I had to go over to this hotel that didn't end up being a pleasant experience, right? So I listened to different podcasts. And some of the podcasts I'm listening to are about ghost stories. people calling in with the real life ghost stories.
We might have to push this episode back to October because I'm going to get scared.
I know. Well, the fireworks will make you feel safe, and the American flag, they can't get you. So I'm listening to this, and this lady's telling this ghost story, and this hotel's sounding true, and it's somewhere in Miami. And I'm like, and then she says the name of the hotel, and I will be dipped in a boiled owl if I didn't about defecate myself, because it was that same hotel that I had that horrible experience in. And hers was, I mean, mine was people in the hall, I believe, if you go back in here, but things bumping around next door and stuff like that.
And you're saying it might not have been people? It may
I don't know now. Now I'm all sorts of confused.
Wow.
It scared me to death. And I thought no one would believe this. And it was the same name, same hotel. I Googled the name of the hotel because I'm like, that. I'm just making that up. That's not true. I'm just thinking that was what that place was called. Sure as Shinola. It was that same place. And there I am thinking, well, that's interesting.
I know that place well.
Hollywood, Florida. That's all I'll say.
There you go.
I won't say that it was a beach resort in Miami, Florida, and Hollywood resort. What was that place called? I won't say what it was.
Well,
but it was by the Hollywood Beach of Florida. If you do your Google search, 4-star resort hotel.
Well, we always talk about this. Let's.
Man,
We're going to get serious for just a minute.
Oh, I was going to go get some sparklers.
No, we're not, no sparklers.
Whistling Petey's.
No, windmills.
I like those ones that go up and they're like the parachute man.
Yeah, those were really fun. No tanks, no snakes,
Oh, man.
no doggies defecating.
No fun.
All right, we're going to get serious here. It's 4th of July. It's for a reason. We really appreciate the men and women who serve in the armed forces. Let's be honest, a lot of us don't have the mindset or even the gumption to do that for other people. And there are several people who every year, for whatever reason, they die, they pass away. There's a lot that come home and they have some serious issues because of the things they see, and we appreciate it. And there's much more we can say than that we appreciate what you do. Thank you for making this place a wonderful place to live and allow us to, think around, have podcasts.
Get on here and yell back and forth at each other about who wears what shirts, and have the freedom to disagree with each other or whatever. I don't remember. Did I tell you my Marine story? I know I teased it a while ago.
We heard your Marine story.
Did I tell it on the air, or did I just tell you personally?
I think you told us you had a commitment and you weren't going to shirk on your responsibilities, and the good man that Dennis is made you...
He made me sit there and look the man in the face and say, I'm not joining the Marine Corps. And the guy was hard selling me. And I my hat goes off, man. I couldn't do it. I have, my good buddy Roberry.
Yep.
He's been in the Navy for forever. I think I want to have him on the podcast at some point. He has different things that we do online and stuff like that. But it takes a different type of person. I don't know how you go and say, I'm going to go overseas. I'm going to leave my family for a year, 2 years, to be put in harm's way so that me and you can sit here on the internet and talk about whatever stupid stuff we're going to talk about.
And I know there's a lot of, contention. There's a lot of issues. One guy's on this side, another guy's on that side. For some reason, it's America.
Yes, sir.
Land of the free and a home of the brave.
I mean, it doesn't matter what side you're on. Everyone loves the military.
Yes.
That's where I come down on, and those guys are willing to take the ultimate sacrifice. They'll come. They're not going to call some guy on the freeway to come change their tire. They're going to lift that tire up and change it themselves. And probably be taking life rounds out there. And I think we both know veterans and brave men. They don't get their deserve a lot of the time. They don't get the credit for what they've done for us in the country.
I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm an American.
And
red, white, and blue.
And it's her birthday tonight, and we're going to celebrate it upright.
Blowing up fireworks.
Yes, sir.
So there's two things that are certain.
That would be